Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Danny, and I am going to be your new host on Sundays on FT Realm. FT Realm? FT Realm. Realm. Happy Sunday, everybody. My name is Danny, and I am your new Sunday host here on FT Realm. I am a 21-year-old college student living in Texas, and I identify as non binary. Just as a little introduction for those of you who have never seen me before, I do have my own channel, and I will leave the link in the description, and you are welcome to come check it out if you're interested in knowing more about me. This is Trans Ally Week here on the channel, and I'm supposed to be giving you guys some tips on how to be a trans ally, or just general tips for people wanting to be involved in the trans community who are not trans themselves. I don't really have a very big support system. I kind of do a lot of things on my own. I don't really have a lot of um, friends that I consider trans allies. So it's hard for me to really decipher what I'm looking for, or what I feel like would be a good thing for all trans allies to know. But I did do a little bit of research, and I thought about it. I do have a few friends, and I thought about the things that I feel are good qualities that I feel like all trans allies should have. And so I've come up with a list of 3 things that I think that all trans allies should know and be aware of in order to be effective allies to the trans community. Number 1, don't assume anything based on appearance. This includes like gender identity and sexual orientation, because the first thing people like to assume is that if you like, well, this is just speaking from perspective of a trans guy, is that if you're a trans guy that you are automatically interested in women, and that's not always the case. There are plenty of trans guys who identify as gay, straight, anywhere in the middle of that spectrum, pansexual, bisexual. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that gender identity is completely separate from sexual orientation. It's also not always fair to assume that because you're a trans guy, you automatically identify as full on male masculinity, because there are plenty of trans guys who are very feminine. I consider myself one of them. I don't always. I mean, he is a fine pronoun, and they them is a fine pronoun too. And that leads me to my next piece of advice. Number 2, ask questions. It's okay to ask questions. Just when you're asking questions, just remember to be polite and respectful. But if there's something that you don't understand, you should ask, because I know that a lot of other trans guys would prefer that you ask the question rather than go around spreading false information or go around being uninformed. And if a trans guy doesn't feel comfortable talking about whatever it is, which is very likely, very possible, I'm sure there are other members of the community who would be happy to answer your question for you, or you can look it up yourself. But, definitely ask questions, stay informed. I think that's a great quality for a trans ally. And my last piece of advice for trans allies is to be patient. And that goes for FTMs as well as MTFs and anybody else on the gender spectrum. You will need to have patience as a trans ally, because we as trans people are going through something that most other people in the world do not have to deal with. And there's as much information as we try to give out to our fellow trans people, there's just never enough information out there. And so a lot of times we're gonna feel like we're alone, or we go through dark times sometimes. Not all of us, but some of us do. And so it's important to be patient with whatever it is that your trans friend or family member is going through, and just try to be there in any way that you can. And I feel like if you do these 3 things, you are on your way to being a fantastic trans ally. I feel like these three tips are the building blocks to being a part of the community in a respectful way and in an informative way. So thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I will see you guys next Sunday.